Hey guys, how you doing? Are you all excited for Prime Day 2018? I know I am because I think Prime Day 2018 is going to be so much better than 2017. The reason why I say that is, let me show you. Let's talk numbers for a bit. Bear with me. Okay. So let's talk numbers, right? 2017 Prime Day sales grew about 60% more than 2016. And if you look at the ad impressions over here and ad attributes and ad clicks, there was a 50% increase in each of these attributes in PPC campaigns in the year 2017 compared to 2016, right? So 2017 Prime Day ran for about 30 hours and 2018 will be running for about 36 hours, right? And Amazon has actually doubled their budget for Prime Day 2018. So I think it's going to be huge and I think everybody is going to benefit from this. So let's look at, SellerApp has predicted 5 categories to win this Prime Day. So let's look at what are those categories. Arts and crafts, home kitchen, toys and games, baby products, electronics. So it sort of makes logical sense to see that these are the top 5 categories because the products that come under these categories are fast moving and they have a huge audience. So that sort of makes sense why everybody would go gather on Prime Day and buy products from these categories. So if you are in one of these categories, I think you have like luck on your side. And now that we know that Prime Day 2018 is going to be big, how are you preparing? So one of the most popular ways to boost your sales is lightning deals. It was so huge that Amazon actually increased the lightning fees from $500, which was in 2017, to $750 in 2018. So you have to pay about $750 for each deal and submit your deals before the deadlines. So congratulations if you have actually submitted your deal before these deadlines. And after talking to a lot of sellers, I found out that many weren't aware that they had to submit some sort of deal to Amazon and that Amazon had to approve it for you to run a lightning deal. So March 18th was the deadline for third-party sellers, and for vendor central sellers, vendors was March 31st for lightning deals, spotlight deals, coupons, and category deals. So if you haven't actually enrolled for this, it's really okay. I'm going to tell you how you can make up for it and make the best out of the day. So this is the 2018 Prime Day checklist. Stock up inventory, increase visibility, optimize your listings, make it social, pricing, and discounts. Let's look at each of these individually, right? Stock up inventory goes without an explanation. You need to sort of make sure that you have extra stock for Prime Day because it's just going to exhaust in no time. So it's very important for you to have like products in your stock because if you run out of inventory, you'll be in sort of trouble. So you don't want that, right? If you haven't sourced items, if you haven't stocked up yet, just check if it's possible to source it before Prime Day. Otherwise, you'll have to face the consequence. So increase visibility, right? So why is increasing visibility so important? Won't you automatically get visibility on Prime Day? The answer is no. So you have to start putting in efforts a week or two before Prime Day to increase your visibility so that you get maximum traffic on Prime Day. So if you are running lightning deals, it's a completely different story because Amazon is going to promote you. Otherwise, you'll have to actually compete with lots of other sellers to put your promotion and put your deal out there to the buyers. So what can you possibly do to increase your visibility? Let's look at each of these points one by one, right? So the first thing to do would be check SellerApp search visibility score. Let's look at what that is. Okay, I'm going to take a moment and go to SellerApp account. So if you already have an account, it's great. Otherwise, make sure that you have one, because you're going to be needing one for sure for this Prime Day. So let's look at this guy over here. So what you need to do is you need to track your product, and you need to track your keywords. The keywords that are your main keywords and your PPC keywords especially, to check if you're getting indexed for it or not, and then which page are you ranking on, and your search position, right? So especially if you're running PPC campaigns, it's very important for you to keep checking if your ranking is increasing or decreasing, what you need to do to increase it, or if you need to altogether stop it. So what this shows is exact impressions and broad impressions. So this is taken from Amazon directly. You need to make sure that you're logged into Seller Central in the same browser, and you have Chrome extension installed. So this exact impression and broad impression are for PPC campaigns, and this is not specially for your product. This is a generic data that's coming from Amazon, which tells you for this specific keyword, on an average, potentially how many impressions you'd get if you have the exact match type and broad match type. So another very important thing that you can do with keyword tracking is that you can just click on each individual keywords, and then it's going to show you your search position improvement or performance basically. So it's going to show you where you were on a specific day, and how your search rank is increasing or decreasing over a period of time. So this is super important for you to keep checking until Prime Day, and even after that, to make sure that you're ranking on page 1 for all of your keywords, at least for your main keywords, so that even if you have a discount, people will actually discover your product and buy your product. So PPC campaigns and sponsored ads is another way to drive traffic to your listing, which we will take a look at in a second. So let's go back and okay, so what else can you do? So SellerApp has actually pulled a bunch of an exhaustive list of Prime Day keywords that can be put into your backend. So these Prime Day keywords are available in the file in the description, and I will also show you. Okay, so we will be sending out this file to everybody that asks for it. So if you want this file, you can just send me an email. I will be giving my contact details in the end. So these Prime Day backend keywords work like magic, so make sure that you add it to your backend, and also make sure that there's not more than 250 characters. So once the Prime Day passes, you can remove it from your search terms. So until then, you can keep it. And long tail keywords. The reason why long tail keywords made it to this list is because it's very hard to start ranking on page 1 for very generic keywords, but just with efforts that you put into it in 1 week, right? So what you can do in this week is that you can focus on long tail keywords, because there will be lesser competition, buying intent will be more, and it will be easier for you to rank on page 1 with lesser effort. So what you do is you can go to SellerApp and go to keyword research, and probably let's do a tea infuser cup again. I'm not going to go in depth into it, but let's check how you can get long tail keywords. Okay, so this generates a list of keywords including long tail. So you need to just check the search volume, impressions, and then add a bunch of keywords, and you can put it into your PPC campaigns and then bid aggressively to start ranking for it. So another way, as I said, was PPC campaigns, right, to drive traffic to your listings. So what are you going to do, especially for Prime Day, that you don't do otherwise, right? So competition is going to it's going to skyrocket. Because of Prime Day, everybody is going to run PPC campaigns, everybody is going to bid the hardest. So make sure that you double up your keyword bid, and you have to put maximum daily budget that you are possibly willing to spend. And then make sure that you have an optimized PPC campaigns. So if you need any help to optimize your PPC campaigns, or if you want us to take a look at it, we'd be really happy to, because we're already helping a lot of sellers, from big sellers to small sellers, to optimize their PPC campaigns. So if you want us to just take a look at it, we'd be happy to. And yeah, so make sure that your bid is at least double of what you're bidding currently, because everybody is going to add like highest bid possible, and the daily budget maximum, and mix of keyword match types, negative keywords. Negative keywords is just so that you don't waste your money. And bid plus, turn on bid plus. What is bid plus? So if you turn on bid plus, it's going to automatically change your bid to up to 50% to make sure that you are winning the ad, sponsored ad real estate space. So you can turn on the bid plus and Amazon will take care of it. So all this said and done, just make sure that you are getting as many sales as well. So given that you're bidding really high and then you have really high daily budget, if you're not getting enough sales, you're just going to pay through your nose. So make sure that you are getting sales. And how can you possibly make sure that you're getting more sales? So that's why optimizing your listing and discounts come into picture. So let's look at how you can possibly optimize your listings to increase conversions, right? So the first thing that you can do is, again, go to SellerApp and go to listing quality checker, and make sure that you have a score at least that is above 70. 70 should be good, right? So let's just go back to the tea infuser cup example and check out the listing quality. So this is a holistic score that's going to check both your discoverability and desirability. So discoverability is going to be which page are you ranking on, if all of your keywords are indexed or not. So this is going to come from the keyword tracking feature which I just showed you, and the index checker, which is just going to check if all of your backlink keywords are indexed or not. So that aside, what can you possibly do to turn the visitors that visit your page into potential customers, right? So the first thing that you can do is make sure that you have an ideal title. What makes an ideal title? It needs to be readable, it needs to be keyword rich, and it has to be benefit driven and very specific. So if the buyer has to know what size it is, or the quantity, or any of those things, make sure that you specify that in the title, and then you stick to Amazon rules, because some of the categories doesn't allow you to have more than 80 characters. So make sure that you are well within the guidelines. So alright, and bullet points. So in the listing quality checker, it's also going to check if all of your title keywords are indexed or not, which is a great plus, because this is one of the so keyword index. So this is one of the most important things that you need to do to make sure that all of your main keywords are indexed for sure, right? So bullet points, right? Bullet points have about 5 bullet points, which is the recommended standard by Amazon, and description. It can be minimum 250 words. Make sure you have HTML tags, allowed HTML tags, to make sure that it is readable for the buyer. And if it's possible, if your brand is registered, which we recommend it to be, make sure you have enhanced brand content. And if you have HTML tags or enhanced brand content, you get like a 10, and it should be at least like descriptive enough for the buyer to get all the information needed to make that purchase. Image count, right? So make sure that you have great images. Images are everything. So if you need to increase conversions, just take a look at the images, or show it to your friends or like a random person and ask them what they think about it. So make sure that you have like great pictures, ideally two really detailed images, like which shows the material and what it feels like to hold the product and things like that, and two lifestyle images, and two infographics, so especially for the products where you have to differentiate from your competitors. So it makes all the difference. So make sure that you have great pictures. And ratings, it's required that you should have about 4, and reviews, it's good to have as many as possible. So listing quality feature again is like a great feature that checks your discoverability and desirability, especially if you have like a lot of SKUs. It is very time consuming to make this yourself, to make this whole check yourself. So you can always come here and then see what are the red circles and orange circles and just fix that. So I would definitely recommend that. And so these are the same things that we just discussed. So make sure that you have like highly optimized listing. And now it's not too late. You have another week to go. So make sure that anybody who clicks on your ad actually makes that purchase, and you don't pay only for the click. So that brings us to Make It Social and promotions. I would like to talk about promotions before I talk about Make It Social, so I'm just going to move it here. Let's talk about promotions. Alright, so promotions is everything, right, for Prime Day, and if you can't have lightning deals, it's really okay. You have different types of promotions like coupons, discounts, percentage offs, buy one get one free, or buy two get two free, or whatever you want it to be. So generally, Amazon, I mean, at least for lightning deals, you have to have at least about 20%. So I would say that it again depends on the seller and how much you're willing to let go. And if it's going to hurt your profits, then there's no point. But try and give as much discount as possible, preferably about 30%. So is what we recommend. If you can go higher, it's great. Otherwise, just make sure that you have it at least about 25%. So yeah, that's the discount and percentage offs. Coupons, it works great, especially if you want to promote your product on different channels, which is super important, because the more you promote your product, the more traffic you're bringing in to your Amazon listing, which Amazon absolutely loves. So it's going to rank you higher, and also you're getting traffic to your listing. So just go ahead and put those coupons, and then tell people about your product. It could be in Facebook groups, it could be in your own website or Instagram or YouTube. Make content, like you can make a YouTube video, or you can make like write an article about why they should be using your product, and also that you have a great discount for Prime Day and they should definitely buy your product. So make sure that you, even if you have to do paid campaigns on these social media channels like Facebook or Instagram, go ahead. So just make sure that they buy your product, right? And also email lists and ad campaigns. So that covers all of the different types of channels that you can promote your product at. If I've missed out anything, you can let me know. And that's the end of the webinar. Now that you know all of the things that you need to do, just to recap, let's go back. Stock up inventory, increase visibility, optimize your listings, make it social, pricing, and discounts. So now that you know all of the different ways to boost sales, just go ahead and work on it. And if you need any help, we are here to help you. You can email me on my email, which is over here. Also, we have a surprise for you. So we are also giving out a discount for all of you guys that are attending this webinar. So if you want the discount, just email me again and I will send you the code to apply, so that you can use all of the amazing features that I just showed you that is super important for this Prime Day. So that's it, and thank you for joining this webinar. I really enjoyed giving this webinar, and I hope it helps you. Do let me know how it goes for you, and I hope you get a lot of sales and a lot of money this Prime Day. Thank you.